Is entitled Daf Yomi Batra Kuf Lamed Bet. Gemara talks in Kuf Lamed Bet Batra, an interesting case where a man gives money to his children through his wife. He's mezaka to them al yada, the Gemara says. He gives over to them through her. So it's a fascinating case regarding Yerusha, regarding transferring money from a man to his children via his wife, but it actually comes up in an interesting way, the idea of using someone else to transfer money. As halacha, it brought down, Mishabur mentions it in Halachot Shabbat, Siman Shin Vav Sif Katan Lamed Gimel, the person cannot give presents on Shabbat unless there's a need to give the matana on Shabbat or Yontif. So, for example, you don't give gifts on Yontif or Shabbat. Let's say on the first day of Yontif, I need to own my own lulav and etrog, and I don't have one. So you do the mitzvah first, and then you give it to me as a matana. That's a matana. It's a transaction, which normally would be prohibited, but here it is fitzorech Yontif. I need to own it for the first day. But if not for that need, there is an issur to give matanot. That's a kinyan, and transactions are normally prohibited on Shabbat and Yom Tov. Interesting case comes up in the poskim. What if a person goes ahead and he wants to, the rabbi of the shul wants to give a gift to the bar mitzvah bacher, and he always makes a speech, gives him a bracha, and then he takes out the seif and he hands it to this bar mitzvah bacher. So he's making a kinyan on Shabbat. So it's a problem. It's a problem. It's not a tzorach to give him that gift on Shabbat. It's not like Sukkah where he needs to own the etrog. So the poskim give a few different possibilities how to resolve such a problem. One would be our Gemara's idea. Mizaka, to be mizaka to him via someone else, but when? Before Shabbat. So you go ahead and the rabbi gives it to the gabbai before Shabbat. Say, I want you to make a kinyan on this sefer on behalf of Reuven the bar mitzvah bacher, and at that moment, Friday afternoon, it becomes a bar mitzvah bacher through the third party, the gabbai. Another advice given by the poskim is, if you forgot to do that before Shabbat, you give it to Reuven the bar mitzvah bacher on Shabbat, but you tell Reuven beforehand, I am not making a kinyan. This is not yours. I'm handing it to you. And when will you make the kinyan? After Shabbat. And this is all based on the sugya of not giving matanot on Shabbat, and then having this approach that is mentioned in our Gemara about being mezaka through a third person. Shalom.